Thank you for watching We Are Black Press. Please remember to hit like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now let's get to it. So, your girl Shotty Red
Yo,
back in the spotlight again.
Congratulations
Don't say no.
Dusty Red.
Congratulations. There you go with the congratulations. Like,
well,
what in the world?
You gotta congratulate them. Congratulations
on conceiving a child whose life I hope you do not ruin
and destroy. Well, she's already.
Oh, you didn't even say why we're congratulating her.
Oh yeah, well, congratulations to. Gosh, I hate saying sexy Red. It's just.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Red. She is expecting with child.
With child. Wow! After everything.
It's that video that did it.
I'm not surprised. But then ain't everybody saying like disparaging stuff about the fact that she's like climbing up?
Yeah, that she's at the height of her career and then she's gonna get pregnant.
It's kind of sad that that's the height of your career. You gotta talk about your twat and your butthole.
It's awful. I mean, it's catchy, and the beat. It's the beats that be catching people's attention because if you listen to the words, it's not something you'll like. Take away the beat. You're not gonna listen to that.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Again, I said I never heard her stuff, but I'm not surprised. You surprised?
I'm disgusted. Because
disgusted that she didn't you just congratulate her? Now you're disgusted that she's got a baby.
I'm congratulating the baby now. Congratulations, baby, you made it through. Almost.
They ain't make it through. You made it through the first test. You passed the first test. Like you made it across the first finish line. You still got a long way to go.
I mean, the stuff that gets revealed about her is just like she'd be sucking on toes. I
don't think there's nothing wrong with sucking on toes if you in a committed relationship.
But she's not. But she's not in a committed relationship that we know of, because she has a man that's in jail. Her baby's father, and then.
Oh, she already got one already.
Yeah, because her baby's father is in jail.
So she this is her second child on the way?
Yeah, this is her second child with someone else. Probably. And then she has that video out, so we don't know if it's him or somebody else. I mean, that's why I said I'm disgusted, because these young females are like literally putting themselves out there.
Yeah.
And they thinking it's okay. Like it's this trend and it's this fad that you can be, I'm going to say, a whore.
Yeah.
And that be glorified.
Yeah.
But marriage is not held up to the same standard. Either marriage or being in a committed relationship or
being marriage
it's disgusting and it's degrading to Black females, because that is not the way that we should be carrying ourselves.
And that's why I say I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised for her to be at the top of her career and end up having to slow down to have a baby, because like she already has already shown a trend of
instability.
Yes. Like the words that you rap about and how you portray yourself, she's already portrayed herself as a reckless person. So if you're reckless and you talk about being reckless, then obviously I'm going to expect you to do something reckless, like become pregnant in the height of your career. Like, what else is there to be expected? She told you who she was.
Low expectations.
Well, that was a short segment about that, huh?
Yes.
That's all we gotta say.
Yeah.
But still on the music thing, on the music and entertainment. Next up, what we talking about?
Kanye West.
Oh, I was thinking. I just skipped his whole name. Yeah, yay.
Yeah, he has a lot of stuff to say on the music industry. He mentioned that Cardi B was a plant for Nicki Minaj. He said some other stuff in regards to the music industry. So we're gonna play a clip so you guys can be for yourselves.
Yeah, put that up.
What do you say to people that say you turned your back on the culture or
Exactly.
black people?
100%. I have turned my back on the idea of victimization mentality. We are locked up. We went from 1 and 4. We went from 1 and 4 to 1 and 3, but we always pointing at the white people, but yet we want to spend all of our money on foreigns. We want to spend all our money on luxury as opposed to going and buying some land. America is for sale, and there's a lot of barren land. Disney bought a lot of it in Florida, but the culture has you focused so much and pulling up in a foreign and rapping about things that could get you locked up and then saying you about prison reform. Like, it's, bro, we brainwashed out here, bro. Come on, man. This is a free man talking.
And that's true about the music culture.
That's the thing. Like,
It's good.
go ahead. give me a chocolate. She gave me a chocolate. And I thought the video was gonna be longer. Well, that thing good.
I should have warned you.
Yeah, you could have waved at me or something. I'm over here munching on it mud like, okay, Kanye can talk. So he gonna be talking for a minute. That mug stopped. I'm like, dang. I guess I gotta fade.
Okay.
I gotta fade back. I gotta fade back into the video, but I'm not done with this chocolate.
Oh man.
But
Oh gosh.
he's speaking facts.
Yeah, he is.
But the bad part is, nobody want to hear facts.
Oh gosh. Okay, y'all know when I start laughing, I can't stop.
So, I was talking to this Dr. Pugh.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Dr. Pugh is really brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Education, but look up what is it? It's I'm gonna put it in the comments. Dr. Pugh was saying it said that if you're right, you're alone. The truth stands alone.
Mm.
The truth, or something like the truth, will always end up alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you speak the truth, most people don't want to hear it, so they're gonna leave. They're gonna turn their back on you when you speak the truth, because we all just want for somebody to tell us something that makes me feel good.
But when you say speaking the truth, it could be your truth or it could be somebody else's.
That's
truth.
a lie.
The
truth is the truth.
Not, because
okay, go for it. Go for it. I'm gonna tell you why.
you know how they say it's his story, her story, and then the truth.
Yeah.
I know the truth definitely stands alone. However, it has to be like fact based. It can't be opinionated.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people, they have their own opinions and they tend to stand with what they believe.
Yeah, but their opinions are not based on truth. That's the problem. We base our opinions on things that we want to be true, that aren't actually true. Plato said, if you tell me that everybody's truth is true, then that automatically makes you wrong, because my truth says that you're wrong. So the very premise of everybody's truth is true, it automatically fails, because that means if anybody says that you're wrong, then they're right. Therefore, you're wrong, but that means you're wrong makes you not right. So to speak it like that, and that's what I don't get. That's a lot of people don't understand that. Is it can't be everybody's truth is their truth, because that means nobody has nothing is true.
Yeah.
that means the earth is still flat.
Earth is round.
Some people think it's flat.
I can't believe it's still people that think the earth is still flat.
Some people still think that earth is the center of the universe.
No. There's many other.
Exactly. But if they're true, if everybody's truth is correct, then.
Well, I understand it in that sentiment. I'm just saying, like, in different situations.
Right. And that's why I'm saying Kanye or Ye is so, that's why he's so alienated, because nobody wants to hear the truth. That's why it's taken us so long to get more subscribers, because I'm not going to tell a lie just for the sake of getting more subscribers.
Yeah.
And I'm also not going to play to anybody's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also not going to I'm going to try my best not to use profanity, because I can tell you stuff and I can explain to you what's going on or what my thoughts are without using the N-word or dropping the F-bomb or all of it. I can do that because I practiced it.
Yeah, and that's important. I mean, when you're speaking to somebody and you're in communication with them, it's a certain way you carry that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when people are speaking with each other in their own, like, vernacular, is different ways they go about saying stuff. But when you're speaking to people, you have to speak with them in respect.
Yeah, that also is...
That brings to that what people talk about when they say the N-word. Mm-hmm. Like, when you wouldn't address, like, somebody that's very important, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
N-word. Or, like, if somebody says it to me, I'll be very offended.
Yeah.
Like, I heard a term earlier. They said, you can call me anything, or you can't call me anything. Just call me a child of God.
Exactly.
That's all you
he said, if you gonna call me out my name, it's better be a child of God.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, something like that. I think I just paraphrased it too. But it worked. It sounds good. It reads well. Yeah. But then also, that's another reason why, like I said, people don't like Ye. It's because he speaks the truth. What we don't want anybody to tell us anything that makes us uncomfortable with who we already are right now. Mm-hmm. Because if I accept that things the way I'm doing things are wrong, then that means I have to either sit in my wrong and embrace the fact that I know I'm wrong, or I have to change. And change is uncomfortable. That's the biggest problem. That's why Ye and so many people, Dr. Cornel West, what's his other name? I forgot. The guy that wrote Power Economics. Power Economics. I forgot his name. But when they speak and when we speak the truth, people don't like it because that will have to force them to change. But only way you can change or grow is if you become uncomfortable with your current beliefs. They don't want to be uncomfortable, so it's easier for me to say that you're wrong and to cast you out than for me to actually have to change.
So you believe in most of the stuff that Kanye says? Because he's pretty.
I wouldn't say I agree with most of the stuff. I must say that a lot of the things that he says are true, but his actions outside of that are not congruent with the way he speaks. Yeah. If you're gonna talk about stuff like that, then don't be
and live it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think he's very conflicted because he wants change, but
he also wants to ride around in a foreign whip.
Yeah, he's part of the problem.
And he said that in his first album too. But dude, how long are you gonna talk about the negative things or the things that we need to change and not actually do the changes yourself?
But he tried his changes, but people won't accept him for that, and it lessens his value. So
And
he's not okay with that.
so, and that's also what I asked Dr. Pugh when we were talking with him. I said, "How do I do what's right without getting fired?"
In what way?
In whatever way is speaking the truth. How do I speak the truth without getting fired? Because what is the truth is not in congruency with what the person that above me want me to do.
And some things you can't really speak your truth because it will end up
That
having you get
and
fired.
that's what most people would say, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what he said.
What did he say?
He said if you doing what's right gets you fired, then that's not where you needed to be.
And that's true. It's absolutely true. But then you have to figure out.
If anything followed by a but negates what you said at the beginning. Either that's true.
I know. You trying to call me out?
No, I'm just saying the but.
I don't
Because you
even
agree
remember what
with
I
it.
said.
You agree with it, and then you said, but you also have. So either it's right.
Okay.
Either you agree.
So when you are trying to speak your truth, and the other person doesn't see it as being true, or they want to be blind to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to accept that and walk away or do something to change it.
Right. But if you walk away, was it as true as you believe it to be true?
You just got to hold that to your chest. Some stuff you really do have to hold to your chest, and you can't go out like I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking my truth, and that's why Kanye he got caught up like that,
mm-hmm.
because he went, I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking my truth.
But at the
not living it, but I'm speaking truth. I'm speaking truth.
Okay.
That's the error in his ways, because you can speak truth all day, but if you're not true to yourself, you can't be true to nobody else.
Okay, I'll accept that, and then add to it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not most, if not all, of the prophets in the Bible murdered, discounted, or put in prison for speaking what? I know what you said. But no, didn't answer the question. For speaking what?
Their truth.
No, for speaking the truth.
Okay.
So if your truth is truthful enough, you can't always just walk away from it. Or you can't always just choose not to say it because it might not hit well with everybody else.
Time and place for everything.
So you're saying that the times that got the prophets murdered or imprisoned or shunned, they just said it at the wrong time?
That was probably just their time to go.
So why is it not his time to speak the things that he speaks? Or why is it not anybody's time to speak the things they speak, regardless of what the outcome is?
Because he's not living it.
That's true for him. But in on the overall, in the world, in the encompassing view, it just sounds like you're saying that you should not speak the truth if it gets you in a bad or tough situation.
No.
What are you saying?
I'm saying it's a time and place for everything.
That's a quote.
So when I say that it's a time and place for everything, you know the truth, but you can't
speak the truth. You don't want.
You can't smother people. You can't always smother people with it.
He ain't smothering people. He in the interview.
He was before,
but
he made a whole album, and he basically lost his whole family because of it. He was trying to smother them with it. Sometimes you have to spoon feed people. They can't take. It's just like medicine. It's just like medicine. You have a whole bottle of medicine that you have this whole truth. In that whole bottle, you can only give 5 milliliters or different increments. You have to, sometimes you have to
heal you, right?
Yeah, sometimes you have to spoon feed people, right, in order to give them the whole truth.
Right.
And then once they get the whole truth, it's up to them whether they want to take that or not.
True.
But you want to rebuttal?
But I'm gonna rebuttal a bit. I'm gonna take that scenario is true, and then I'm gonna say that we don't want anybody to tell us things that we don't want to hear, or we don't want to change about, or that we don't want to conflict with our current comfort level.
And it's true.
But here's the thing. I'm going to use this analogy. You use medicine. I'll use this analogy. I feel like the black community is riding down the road with a flat tire. We're riding down the road with a flat tire, and somebody is out, and people like me and you and others that are trying to show us are yelling and honking the horn, and you're mad at me for honking the horn when I'm trying to get you not to be riding on rims. And then you on the side of the road, when you find out that you was riding on the flat, or that you was rolling the wrong direction, now your life is messed up, and you mad at me because I'm not pulling over when you stuck on the side of the road. You yelled at me for honking my horn and yelling out the window.
But it takes a good Samaritan to pull over and help them. He's supposed to help them.
Not if you just cussed me out on the side. While we was driving, you cussed me out. If you cuss me out because I'm yelling at you about your tire, then you on the side of the road and I'm supposed to pull over for you.
It's supposed to turn out the cheap.
Right. But I'm still supposed to honk my horn. I'm supposed to honk my horn and yell out the window, "Hey, your tire flat." You mad at me for yelling at you saying, "Hey, your tire flat."
That's so.
Am I not being a good Samaritan by telling you your tire flat?
But
or hey, your tank is open. Should I not be yelling at you? Should I not honk my horn? Yeah. Should I not make noise so that you can hear me and see me and then look at me and realize that I'm telling you something that's trying to help you?
So you have to let people. Sometimes you just have to let people be.
All right then.
If they're in a situation.
Yep. But I'm saying, don't be mad at me when I roll past you and you on the side of the road.
Another person will patch it up.
You on the side of the road. I tried to warn you. You didn't care. You mad at me. So now you mad at me because I'm doing better than you because I'm still rolling. I try to tell you.
I'm 24.
I'm still rolling. Now I'm rolling.
It's 24, right?
24. Yeah. Sure.
8.
You better have a very wide turn radius on 24. Sure.
I don't know nothing about that. All right. And moving on
we
to
got
other
anything more
things.
about Kanye? No? Yeah?
No. But moving on. Have you saw Ice Cube's interview on Bill Mayer's show?
No.
It's fairly old. But
I thought you was gonna say fairly new. No, it's a little old. It's old.
Yeah. It's old news. But just staying on the topic of people respecting themselves and not using disparaging terms. We're gonna play this clip so y'all can check it out.
No, it's a joke. Thank you.
I knew you was gonna fuck up sooner or later. I did. I love your show. You got a great show.
Thank you.
You know, but you be bucking up against that line a little bit. You know, you got a lot of black jokes. You know what I'm saying? You do.
Well, against racists. Yes.
Sometimes you sound like a redneck trucker.
No, I don't.
Yes,
now that
yes, you do.
No, I don't. That
yes,
I got to push back on.
All right, it's my opinion.
Okay, it is.
My thing is
never heard that opinion before. But
my thing is this, you know, and I'm cool with you. I like your show, to be honest. I just want to know 2 questions. What made you think that it was cool to say that?
You know, I just
that's one question.
I just explained there was no thought put into it. Obviously, I was telling Dr. Dyson, comedians, they react. And it was wrong, and I apologized. And, more than that I can't do.
I accept your apology, but I still think we need to get to the root of the psyche, because I think it's a lot of guys out there who cross the line because they a little too familiar, or they think they too familiar, or it's guys that, you might have a black girlfriend or two that made them some Kool-Aid every now and then.
I'm a house nigga.
See. Ooh.
I don't know how I would feel walking into that. Can you imagine?
What do you mean walking into it?
Just hearing them joke around, because there's two Caucasian men on the stage, and they're talking about, oh, I'm a house N-word.
Mm-hmm.
They were just making jokes, right?
Yeah.
And then you walk into that like, oh yeah. So you can joke about that, and then you see me. So what you thinking?
Mm-hmm. For me, here's my thing. I don't believe we should use the word at all. Nope.
I don't.
See, for me, and I used to, like, all my soldiers knew if you get caught saying that word in front of me, you're doing push-ups. All for it. And I'm not just talking about in training. I'm talking about in regular, active, out in a real regular company unit. If I hear you saying it, you're doing push-ups.
Yeah. Do you think you can ever say in like a joking term? Like, cause you know how you joke around, you be like, N-word,
yeah,
please.
Okay. So yeah, I've used it for the shock of being like, if I'm imitating something or I'm trying to say, like, use it in comedy, like when I'm talking with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a regular word in my whole repertoire of words. It's not in my dictionary of words that I use. My problem is, and it's the same thing to me when women call each other bees. When women call each other bees and are not upset about it, using it as a term of endearment, but then get mad at somebody else for saying it that's not in your group, the problem is,
isn't that loud?
Right, it's not allowed, right? Mm-hmm. So women got two words that certain people can't say.
It's the tone in what you said.
But the word matters. No,
I know.
If somebody that don't know you was in a conversation with you, and it was a reason to use that word that would normally be used if you was in your group,
mm-hmm.
and they use it in that context, that wouldn't put you off.
It would give me shock value. But say if it's a whole group of people, and we talking, and my friend is like, "Oh, B, guess what? So and so did," and then somebody turn around and be like, "B." That, I mean, in that circle, it wouldn't be bad. But if somebody like,
here's what
Vanilla Flavor come up and be like, "B word," and it's all in the tone of which you use it. It's not so much. It's not so much as the word.
I was talking about when you, if somebody that you're not friends with, mm-hmm. but you say you guys are out at an after work meeting or after work bar, mm-hmm. and you guys are laughing and joking, and somebody uses it that way, but you don't really vibe with them that way. But in that moment, it's fun, so they use it. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be offended?
It wouldn't bother me, honestly.
Okay.
Because I know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I know who I am. So if we're in a group setting and somebody says something like that, I'm not gonna get offended. And
for me,
take it out of context.
For me, if anybody uses a word, if anybody uses a word that I wouldn't allow my boss to use, mm-hmm. I don't want to use it at all.
What if you have a cool boss?
Okay, so if there's any word that mm-hmm. I wouldn't allow somebody else to use, I'm not gonna allow that use around me. I don't want you calling me something that I wouldn't want somebody else calling me.
Yeah.
My mama gave me a name.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't the N word and it wasn't the B word.
But in the same sense, you go by other names, like you go by dad, you go by uncle.
Yeah, and those are names that I earned as a person that if I'm an uncle, I live long enough to have a niece or a nephew. If I'm a dad, I'm your daddy, and I take care of you, and I live long enough to be alive for you to be here for me to be here for you to call me daddy. If my name is Nate, then that means you know me enough. You know me. We cool enough for you to call me that. I got a nickname, and it ain't the N word.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it from a different point of view and perspective. So
I understand that perspective, but I don't believe that's the correct perspective.
Because I do want to address something. Because like, if I'm out in a place and somebody comes up to me and like, hey, B-I-T-B, B word, you're gonna get insulted. Just know that. But
so if at any point, this is just my reason. If at any point I would be offended by that word being used towards me or being said around me, that's not a word that I want anybody to use around me. Because if it's offensive, so here's the thing though,
it's part of our culture. No,
it's part of our culture, but that's because that's what we want it to be. We want it to be a part of our culture because we think that not allowing white people to use the N-word is in some way getting back at them for enslaving us. That, for one, that don't balance out. For two, why would that be something that you would even want to use? If they can't use it towards you, you trying to make it a word of a term of endearment does not work.
It's different connotations though. It's like it's and
That's still the same word. Okay, so you're arguing for
I'm just
specific
saying,
way of the word, but then that means if a white person says it, it should be okay. If you're arguing for the specifics of the word, then if a white person uses it the way other black people use it, it should be okay.
I'll tell you, stuff like that doesn't bother me. I know it bothers other people, but it really doesn't bother me. If that's a term that you want to use and you feel comfortable using it, I'm gonna look at you crazy when you say it. Yeah, because there's so many other words in the dictionary that you can use,
right? Besides
using that word. But if you're comfortable in saying it, I might end up distancing myself from them. But I
don't think we realize that. Okay, I do need to address this part. We, as a people, are pretty much arguably the most oppressed people in America, right? But us being the most oppressed people, we also allow ourselves to use words that are negative towards us, but the people that are receiving more benefits don't use those words.
But that's how Americans are built. Like
exactly,
they were
Americans are built.
Yeah, they were given this, like even in related to food, even in food, they were given the scraps, and they took the scraps and they made something beautiful from the scraps.
That's the food. That's what we had to do. That was a forced thing. It wasn't by choice. It's not by choice. We use what we were given,
and then you try to make something better.
But I'm not. I can choose not to use that word, not to be given that word, and try to change it to something else.
Don't mistake and think I'm arguing
I know.
To be pro for that word, because that's not a word that.
No, I'm literally arguing. You're using the argument, and I'm arguing against those out here that are thinking that it's true.
Yeah,
like. Nobody's out here calling each other, these derogatory terms for their race. They're not calling each other that. But we're willing to call each other that on our race.
So we're wanting
to use words that we want to use and say that you should still. I'm using these words towards my people. We're using it amongst each other. But you still need to respect me, even though you don't use the derogatory words towards your people. Because you have enough sense that the wrong word is the wrong word spoken out of anybody's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to change things. We want to live by our own rules. And I've said it before, you can't live by your own rules and think that you're going to play the same game as everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing. You can't play the same game. You're living by different rules. Beat them on those rules, the rules of the real game, and then when you're at the top, then you change the rules. Nobody at the bottom makes the rules.
They follow them.
Exactly. Win the game, then change the rules.
Right.
We want to change the rules at our level and then be mad because everybody else looking at you like you ain't even playing the same game as us.
It's Ebonics. It's
Yeah.
strictly exclusive for
Right.
people of
But-
ebony.
But the difference is, you know what? Here's the thing. We were, like I said last week, we were sending our kids to school and teaching them to value education,
Mm-hmm.
to value being able to receive any education because we knew that we were limited on the resources.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we have access to more resources, we disvalue education, especially men. But the point to that, what was my point to that? Dang it. My doggone part.
The point to that is...
No, my point was, so us doing that, we're also trying to devalue how we want to change things for our own emotional benefit.
Mm-hmm.
To say that we can still use that word, but in actuality, we need to sound like the success to get the success. You can't. We understood back then that education was the biggest value or biggest way to receive and to get what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
We sound smart. We look smart. We are smart. We were graduating magna cum laude. We were doing great things. And now we're wanting to change to do less great things and still receive the accolades and receive the respect. We've gone in the opposite direction, but want more respect.
Maybe it's a plant or something. Like, it's not just black people just wanting to
No.
get down to a level. Like, the music industry is big.
Yeah.
There's somebody that's out there pushing for different things as it pertains to black people. Like,
Yeah, but
Sexy Red wouldn't be popular if she didn't have people backing her.
Okay.
And those music execs, most of them are of the fairer skin.
Yeah.
So they're backing her. She definitely couldn't have came off the street and did that herself. Somebody is backing her.
I'm gonna crush her.
She is like just like how Kanye said Cardi's a plant for Nicki Minaj. There's different like things that's just thrown out there to throw us off our game, to keep us from rising and being a better people.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're counted as minority, but we are moving to the point where we're almost majority.
No, we're not even close
We
to
are.
majority. Wait.
They like to make you believe that, but black people are not fading out. They're not.
Who's the majority?
Hispanics and white people. That's what they're saying. Tell me otherwise.
Black people are 13% of the population.
But that's what I'm saying. That where do they get that information from? From the census.
Right.
Black people don't be doing their census. So it's not a full picture.
And black people,
where are they getting all
black
information
people don't
from?
vote either.
They don't.
Right. So what you're saying is because we don't complete a census and we don't all vote, that we should actually act like those people that aren't even willing to complete a census and or vote have an actual fight in the game. Like those people that are not doing census and not voting, why are we even trying to count them? We know they're not adding any value to the community. So why even talk about them? Why are you even adding them to the game?
Because those are the people that we are trying to change. It's not the people that have sense and common sense. We're trying to reach out and grab the people that have limited space in their memory data in their brain.
But I'm saying, why add that to the conversation?
Because it's important to also count them people, because we are reaching out to not just the people on our level, but the people that's on lower level. I understand what you're saying.
And I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, if we're not reaching out to everybody, what are we doing?
Oh, I'm trying to reach out to everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm talking about, why are we trying to add into the conversation that the black community is not being counted to the accurate numbers? We're not trying to say I'm not. Okay, basically, I said earlier, I'm gonna say the truth, right? Mm-hmm. The truth is, we are not the leading minority, and we are not even close to the majority. Okay. That's why I don't feel like we need to add in saying that we're not fully counted, we're not replying to the census. Because even if all black people did, it still would not change the fact that there's a greater majority of white people, mm-hmm. and we're still the minority, because even we're still the second minority, because even if we went for the numbers now, every day more Hispanics are crossing the border.
Well, yeah, it's in America, of course, but you don't see that as a plan, like them trying to keep.
No, it's definitely a plan.
Black people at a certain.
Oh, I've been saying that. Yeah, they're trying to keep us at a certain way, but we're actually adding to it. We're adding to the negative that is pushing us back, and then we want to complain more, like Kanye said. Mm-hmm. We want to complain more about the things that we're contributing to. But anyway, here's my thing: how successful am I at getting our children to eat vegetables?
Not at all.
Not at all, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh well, almost not to a certain extent,
but for the long, I've been hitting on it for over almost a year, right? If I'm not successful at getting a 7-year-old to eat vegetables, mm-hmm. Why is she not eating vegetables? Because she doesn't want to. That's what we were talking about, music. If we know that the negative music that we're consuming is detrimental to our health, and a 7-year-old girl can refuse to eat her vegetables, why can't the black community refuse to listen to the music that harms our brain and our future success? It's because we don't want to. When you make a choice as a 7-year-old girl not to eat your vegetables, to sit there at the table until everybody's gone and then throw the vegetables into the trash can, then guess what? If a 7-year-old girl can refuse to eat vegetables, you can refuse to listen to the music that you know is harmful to you and your children. You don't want to.
Some of us,
at the bottom level, all the way down to a 7-year-old girl. If she cannot eat them vegetables, you cannot listen to that music, but you choose to. That's what we were talking about, the beat, and it captivates you. Nope. Mm-hmm. If you know it's wrong, you not do it if you didn't want to.
But music plays to people's emotions.
And vegetables plays to people's actual health of their body. I get my potassium, my calcium.
But that's not
I get
important.
My iron.
It's not important to everybody because people don't
But when you
Based,
explain
like,
to when you
different things
explain
that they
to a child
Mhm.
that it gives you iron, it gives you the potassium,
Mhm.
it helps your potassium ion pump, all of that, and they still choose
They don't
not to
understand
eat
that.
vegetables. They hear you saying, "This is what's good for me,"
Mhm.
but I don't want to eat those vegetables.
Mhm.
We're saying the reverse.
Mhm.
This music is not good for you, but I still want to consume it.
Mhm.
If a 7 all the way down to whatever toddler age you got of a child that don't eat vegetables can say I'm not going to eat it and they won't eat it, we can do it. We just don't want to. All right. What dang? We was that was about the N word. If
Was
y'all
it?
lost track why we started on this topic, that was about the N word. That's what it was.
Yeah, basically, you can stop using it.
You can choose it if you wanted to. You don't want to because this is what you want. The N word, the music, the B word. Pick one. We do what we want. And regardless of how we know what's good for us, what's not good for us, we can not eat them vegetables because I just don't like vegetables.
Let me tell you something. We need numbers. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
I didn't even forgot to
Show
say
us
that
some
on the last one.
Okay. So I'm your Duchess,
I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
and we are
Black Press.